Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is going to be the third of my series of my new account free-to-play guide, but low spender early game guide. And this video is going to be all about how to avoid some of those traps that can set your account back for the rest of the game. I'm going to get into that shortly. A few people have been asking me, especially those that are new to my channel, how do we support you? How do we subscribe? All that type of stuff. So I'm just going to throw up a couple of things for you to have a quick look at. If you're not interested in this, flick forward a couple of minutes. So first thing that you can do is you can come into my channel and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It doesn't cost any money at all. And if I show you an example of Taco, another YouTuber, pretty much with his generosity has fed my family for this week. Awesome guy, always around the scene. There's this little subscribe button here. You see at the moment it says subscribed. That's because I clicked it. Beforehand it said subscribe. You just literally need to click it. If you want to see every time content is released, you press this little bell and you'll get a notification whenever a video is released. You can do the same on my channel. You can see here, I actually don't get very many new subscribers a day. People will assume that I've got loads already, I don't want any more. I do. If I get to 100k, I get some cool stuff from YouTube, which I really want to do. So last time I asked, I got a nice little boost. Please, if you're one of the 60% of people that watch my videos and are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Help a brother out. Do the same with Taco and a lot of these other content creators, because we all work really bloody hard to put this stuff out day after day. Another way that you can get involved on every video, this is one of my videos here, you can click on this show more button. See this? And it will show you different links to my stuff. A Patreon channel, Patreon website here where you can come and become a Patreon. In my Discord, we've got a kind of Patreon only section. You can come and get involved in that. It's just because my Discord's so busy, it's quite difficult to kind of chat to everybody that's in there. So I do put more focus on when people are chatting in the Patreon's corner. So come and become a Patreon if you'd like to. I've also got Twitch. I stream 5 nights a week, and Wednesday through Sunday we have a blast. You can get some free stuff in terms of me doing champion read years for you, me doing account takeovers, me doing all sorts of stuff. This is my Twitch handle, Hellhades TV. If you following is completely free. See this little button here, follow. You can come and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out financially. And also, there's just a really cool community there. There's often 600 up to 1,000 people every night chilling and chatting. So come and join us with that. I think that's enough. I mean, there's tons of stuff. I also do merch lines. So you see this flick up here. It's not just a random dude's merch. It's actually my stuff. Boom sit down t-shirts, mugs with my stuff on it, cushions to keep you comfortable, and stuff like t-shirts and hoodies. If you want to do that, that would be awesome. They ship to the US, they ship to Europe, and it's a good service, and actually the stuff's pretty cool. So that's it. That's all I'm going to go into. Right, let's get into then this third episode, free to play. So it's pretty much the watch outs. I'll give you a very quick update before I go into it. So I am on day 10. Day 10 today. Because of this summon rate, I massively pushed my campaign, and I pushed on hard campaign, and I've 3-starred all of it. 3-starred everything in hard campaign. 10 days in, or 9 days in. I did it yesterday. I have fully maxed out my gem mine. So all of the gems that I've earned so far have gone into this gem mine, apart from the last few that I've now used to top up some energy. Okay, so number one watch out is wasting gems. Okay, people do it a ton of the time, and they wonder why they can't get through content. They've never got any energy to use, and it's because they've wasted their gems. Now, to get to this stage where I've got a fully maxed out gem mine, giving me 1 gem every 1.5 hours pretty much, and it fills up to 15. 1 gem every 1.5 hours. Doesn't sound like a lot. It's a lot when you don't earn any gems. It's cost me 1,500 gems to get here. So it's an investment. It's a longer term investment. So 1,500 gems, it's basically going to pay back in about 2,200 hours, according to this. which is a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, what's that? It's pretty much 100 days, 3 months. So it's going to take a long time for me to get those gems back. But if I'm going to play this longer term, and this game's a long-term game, guys, if you want to do it properly and go to end game, then you need to do your gem mine. Now, what a lot of people do is they go into the shop, they're like, oh, wow, I want to get some new champions. What's in the gem shop? And they hit this button here. They hit this button here, and it's one of the worst investments for a free-to-play player in the game. It's one of the worst. This is also a very poor investment for free-to-play early on or ever. This is pointless. This is pointless. 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 This is the next best thing that you do after your gem mine. This is where pretty much all of my gems will go now, into this Fill My Energy bar. But the gem mine for me was the priority move. So number one is, don't waste your gems on stuff. Do not feel like I'm close to a mission, I just want to refresh the arena 10 times. It is such a waste of your gems. You don't need to do it. You just got to be patient. The only other thing that I might condone is to get your first champion and only your first champion's masteries if you're free to play. That's the only other option. If you feel like the gem mine is too much of a long-term play, this is where you should spend your gems. So number one is gems. Number two is books. If you are new to this game and you're watching my series here as like your first couple of videos, understand this. Epic tomes and any sort of skill tome is hard to get in this game. There is not like a farming dungeon where you just go and farm up more skill tomes. The legendary ones are literally gold dust. If you use a legendary skill tome on some random epic, then you will want to literally pull out your own eyeballs, suck them out with like a, I don't know what I'm saying. You will hate yourself for it. You will hate yourself because they are so hard to get. Equally, epic books are very hard to get. These epic skill tomes are very hard to get. Feels like you get a load early on, and you get quite a few actually. But they are hard to get. I am not using any yet. None of these epics are strong enough for me to use. And you're going to say, well, how do I find out if an epic is strong enough to use? On every video I post, in my description, what I just showed you, I've got this. I've got a champion tier list. It's like an Excel document online. I've got tabs at the bottom, rares, epics, legendaries, and on each of those, if I've done a guide, the guide's here on the right-hand side. Yeah, see, in a link, which will take you to my YouTube video showing those guides. So if I've got an epic like I've got right here on this account, I've just pulled Fang Cleric yesterday, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, threes at best for the content that I care about. He's not getting my books. Yeah? Whereas if I'd pulled out somebody like this, Skull Crown, oh, there's quite a lot of fives in there, she would get my books. Yeah? So if you don't know about the game yet, look at this tier list. It gives you a good steer for whether or not you should be investing books. I have booked out my Elhain because she's going to be my campaign farmer. She's the person that I'm investing in early on. Rare books are a bit easier to come by, but they're still not plentiful until your end game, and by that point you don't really care about rare books. So I'm not investing a ton of rare books everywhere else right now. I'm deciding based on what I pull who's going to get my next set. But for now, I've invested in one person. Okay, so that's the top two. The next one is the Great Hall. Now, because of missions in this game, I've just completed this one here. Missions are really important, by the way. I've gone over that already. Because of missions in this game, there's a mission along the way. Where are you? Where are you? Is it here or is it a challenge? Could be that it's actually a challenge and I've got it wrong. 1 second. There's missions about Great Hall somewhere. Don't let me down. Where are you? Upgrade a Great Hall bonus. Okay, so there's a mission about Great Hall bonus. That's different. Must be a challenge. Must be a challenge. Upgrade an attack bonus for all affinities in the void, except void, in the Great Hall. Yeah? So you see here that I'm upgrading attack. I am only doing that because of that challenge. Because at the end of that challenge, I will get... Where was it again? Here? It was in the arena, was it? Yeah. I will get these gems, which I really want. Yeah? Otherwise, none of my upgrades would be going here. They would start here in accuracy, because accuracy is the most important stat in the game. They would then move to defense, because defense is the next most important stat in the game. Then they would move to crit damage. Then they would move to HP. Because I know that there's missions that tell me to get to level 4 in the Great Hall coming relatively soon, I'll do these 3 here to get that challenge done, and then I'll forget about attack for the rest of my life as a free-to-play player. And just to reiterate, why is that? Attack is only useful for attack-based champions. There's a load of champions in this game which scale off of defense, some which scale off of HP, and some which scale off of attack. So this only benefits attack-based champions, whereas defense actually benefits defense-based champions because that's how hard they hit, but also all attack-based champions because that's how they stay alive. So defense, HP, crit damage, accuracy pretty much benefit every single champion in the game. Attack only benefits attack-based champions, which is about 40%, 50% of the champion pool. So don't get sort of zoned in on attack, because that's what the game at the moment tells you to do. The game is a bit weird in that there's challenges and there's missions that are like, put on attack-based items on your champions. It's actually not the way to build your champions. Don't get sucked in by the missions that are telling you to do stuff wrong. So at the moment I've got... who did I have to do it on? Maybe it was her. No, I might have already changed it. Maybe it's on her. Someone. Yeah. No. I might have got rid of them already. Basically, there was a mission that told me put attack-based gloves, chest, and boots on somebody. Yeah, and you think to yourself, if the game's telling me to do that, maybe that's the right thing to do. It's not. It's not. It's one of the traps that the game pushes you into, and I've fed this back. It's a silly trap. Similar to the Great Hall, your much better stat for your gloves is crit rate early on. Your much better stat for your chest is attack or HP percentage. And your much better stat by far for almost 100% of your champs is going to be speed on your boots. So don't get sucked into this attack. Feels like it's the way I should be building. So that's going to be number 3. Number 4 is going to be the Sparring Pit. The Sparring Pit is the biggest waste of gems in the game. It's a trap. It feels like the Sparring Pit, that's got to be where I go to level people up. The leveling is so slow and such a waste of time. You get level 1 unlocked as a standard. If you pay to play in this game, if you're going to spend some money, I can condone unlocking the first stage of each of them. Even then, it's actually not that useful. It's not that useful. Spending that 300 on refills of energy will get you more than what you get here. If you're not going to log in very often, I guess it's a maybe useful, but it won't like store up 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of XP. Once you get to the next level, it stops. So it's really a waste of gems. Don't get sucked in to the Sparring Pit. It's quite a waste of your resource. So that's going to be number 4. Watch out for the Sparring Pit. Number 5 is going to be all around tournaments and events. Now, don't get sucked in to wasting resources to try and finish an event. What I do is I look at the events that come up, and you get events regularly in this game, and they're pretty similar. I look at the ones that come up and I say, what is achievable to me when I start the event? I've got 18 hours left on this. I'm currently sitting here. So firstly, you get some nice goodies here if you can get in the mix. If you can't get in the mix, forget that tournament even exists. Just forget it. Don't wail out and trying to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. What's achievable over here as well? So as a free-to-play player, I am going to get nowhere near any of these goodies, any of these top rewards. Nowhere near. I can't get near it. The only way I get near that is if I've saved up for about 3-4 months. No chance I'm getting anywhere near it. This, though, I'm only 30 points off getting an XP booster, which as a free-to-play player is quite a nice reward. So I can actually just use up some of my saved mystery shards, which I will do, to just get the next level. I'm not worried about... I forget completely that there's even other rewards in the game for that area. Similar sort of thing in these ones. Now, some of these actually become quite easy to achieve. 150 points in the arena. Well, you should be fighting in the arena all the time. So choose your moments to push in tournaments. Choose the right tournament for you based on the resources you have saved, but don't get sucked in to trying to complete every tournament every time, every event every time. Choose the ones which make sense for you. Because what you'll find is you use all your resources, you get close to getting one, you don't quite get it, you get pretty disappointed. Then all of a sudden something comes out like a fusion that you really want to do, and you think, I wish I'd saved my resources for that. Okay, that is number 5. The last one which I'm going to go through today, this video is not going to be crazy long, is champions. I mentioned it in my first video on this series. Getting a level 60 is your priority. It's the absolute number 1 priority, and then your number 2 priority is to get a second 60, and your number 3 priority is to get a third 60. That's the rule of the day. Focus on those things. Now, I've got myself 3 champions that are going to be my 50s. These 3 can carry me through any of the content so far in campaign, because that's exactly what they've done. They've taken me to 3-star, all of normal, and get my rewards here, all of hard, and get my rewards here, including the sacred, and then brutal, I've got myself 3-starred up to here, and I'm fighting now here. And this is where I'm going to stay for a while, guys, because this is the gear that I want for an early game account. Lifesteal gear, I can get up to level 5 gear out of these drops. And level 5 gear is plenty for me. It's better than Dragon. It's not better than Dragon. It's the same as Dragon, but cheaper and quicker. So this is where I'm going to spend all of my time for the next few weeks. Spending all of my energy here, doing the odd mission now and then. But that's where I wanted to get to. So now that I'm in that position, all I'm focused on is getting my 6-star. What does that mean then? Look what I'm doing. Food. 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 These might end up being food because they're not very good. Epics. Building up food here. And you can see that I'm ranking people up. I'm ranking people up so that I can get myself more 5-stars to make a 6-star. That's my focus now. Don't get sucked into making everybody a bit strong. Oh, I'll make this one a 40. I'll make this one a 40. Oh, I may as well make this one a 50 because he's not bad. Oh, I'll make this one a 50 as well. Someone tell me War Maiden's good. Oh, hold on a minute. You've pulled a Kale. I'll make another 50. Before you know it, you've got 10 50s and you wish you had 160. Think to yourself, who's going to be that 6-star? Who do I definitely want to keep? Lock the ones you want to keep. And the ones you don't, just get them ready to be fooded. Food them up as soon as you can so you don't get tempted to use them for something else. And move on, and you'll spend a bit of time. It's going to take you probably a couple of weeks building up food, moving through it, and then when you get that 6-star, you're like, yes, now I can play the game. Now the game starts properly, because that makes everything 10 times easier in this game. And make sure that that person is going to have your best gear on, and that's probably the only person you're leveling stuff up to level 16 on. So guys, as I say, support the channel, do all the subscription stuff. It really helps me out. If you want to see more specifics in this series, let me know in a comment below. I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you all soon.